This is the Redallover start of the season show. We've got a lot to catch up on. New signings, departures, new kit, new coaching staff, just about everything to be fair. We're going to dive into that. So it might be a little bit of a long one today as we bring ourselves up to date with everything that's going on. But first, one thing we will be sharing is the details of Alan's funeral, which were not actually mentioned in the tribute show. They're down in the description, but just in case anybody didn't see them, Al's funeral will be held on Monday, the 28th of July at 10:50 at Barnsley Crematorium. The dress code is football shirts or red, of course. What else would you expect from him? And after that, there'll be a wake at East Dean Club in Barnsley near the football ground, and everybody is welcome. So, Andy, it's been a long old summer so far, but there has been quite a lot of movement there, as I sort of mentioned at the beginning of players coming in, coming out. There's been a few long transfer sagas going on as well, players that haven't signed, Josh Cromer being one. Stephen Humphreys apparently staying, then not staying now at Bradford, and there seems to be a little bit of a debacle around that. But it does seem to me that there is a little bit of structure to the players which are coming in and which are going out as such. It seems to be the higher earners not contributing as much. Josh Benson's contract not being extended. Humphreys was apparently on a very big wage as well, which, to be honest, probably didn't warrant that, given his contributions. He only really turned up for 5 games at the end of last season. Corey O'Keefe going to Stockport yesterday, or the day before, sorry. Max Waters going to Dundee on loan. Barry Cotter out to Notts County on loan and then getting sent off in his first friendly. Good to see. Donovan Pines, contract not extended either. Jonathan Lewis, obviously gone as well. Sam Cosgrove, Josh Benson, Aidan Marsh, and then a few youth players as well. So it does seem like we haven't lost anyone key as such yet, but players that were probably on the periphery seem to be getting moved on a little bit.
I'm not sure what to say now. You've said it all. Yeah, firstly, Josh, I'd like to thank everybody that participated in Alan's legacy show, call it that if you want, and all the comments, been some beautiful comments. So, thank you for everybody. It means a lot to us. But yeah, we released 15 players. I know some of them were loan players from last season, like you said, like Jonathan Lewis and what have you. 15 players, plus, as you've said, plus Stephen Humphreys went at 16. Barry Cotter went, which were a bit of surprise, but I thought we might use him as a right winger. But no, it all depends if you don't know why, do you? You don't know why. So that's 17. Max Waters yesterday, so that's another one. 18, and then Corey O'Keefe as well, which a lot of people were wanting, because if we're going to have a right back, we're going to play way back four, we need a right back, not wing backs. So that's a lot of players that have left. And before we started, Craig said it's a new team. It's not quite a new team, but it's a huge change with players coming in and management coming in, coaches coming in behind Connor, so there's like Richard Keogh's come in. Scott Flinders has returned. Heck, I didn't see that, but Scott Flinders has come back. Tom Harben is still there. So a fair few changes to wrap your heads round. But it's looking like we're trying to shape a team to play, for me, 4-4-2 or 4-3-3, or maybe sometimes 3 at back, because at the minute it seems like Miles playing right back, or I think maybe somebody needs to tell Miles playing right back, because I think a fair bit of time we're still trying to play in centre half. So big changes. I've only seen the one pre-season at Worksop. I like the look of Reyes Cleary. He's a physically strong lad. He can get at him and he's quick. What I do particularly like about him is that he's got quick feet. I saw at close quarters, when Worksop town players were trying to get the ball off him, he's moving the ball all the time and looking to go at him, and that's really, really good to see. Jonathan Bland coming into his own bit by bit, and of course, then we've got them, and then the old man, David McGoldrick. He's too old. He's going to be 38 in November. He's too old. Well, Tracy's going to tell us what he was like yesterday. I'm not sure that if somebody keeps themselves fit, that they are too old. Um, he might be too old in 5 years' time, but as one who is old, I don't think he's that old. So I think he will look good up front with DKD, presuming we keep DKD. Nathaniel Ogbeter looked all right to me in his first game against Worksop, but time will tell on loan, but time will tell. And for me, the big difference, because we all wanted a defender, but Jack Shepherd's back. I presumed wrongly, thankfully, that Bradford City would try and buy him. Maybe they did, I don't know. Would try and buy him, and we might well have sold him. Because we were talking in the summer about we need to sell players to get some money and to break even and what have you, or start to claw back some of the losses. But we haven't, and for me, he's the centre half that I've wanted. So I don't know if we need another centre half personally, because we got Jack Shepherd, who I've rated, really rated. So it's um, it's been a funny old summer in so many ways. But who knows what it's going to be? We've not played at Oakwell because Callum decided to have a boxing match there and become European champion. Bless his cotton socks. Um, so that's good. But we haven't really played any opposition of great note, so it's difficult at this minute to see where that fits in with League One. But I think we could do it. It's starting to take shape in the way that we might want it to take shape. Still think we're a few short, but it's starting to take shape.
Yeah,
Goalkeeper looks pretty decent. Again on loan. I mean, the only sad bit for me, and it's absolutely nothing against Murphy Cooper, because from what I'm told by Matt Farley of Stevenage, is a goalkeeper and a half, a really good goalkeeper. He really, really rated them who were on loan there last season. But it's yet again a new season when we haven't got his own goalkeeper in goal. Um, I think the last time we had a goalkeeper on our own goalkeeper in goal for the first match of the season was Brad Collins in three years ago. So it's a fair bit of time to go without starting with your own goalkeeper. Don't know what it means for Jackson Smith, whether he'll go out on loan like Kyron Lofthouse. So there's more changes to go. And of course, what a saga! Oh God, some right sagas this summer. I'm not going about it to let others talk, but the saga about Josh Karoma. Well, it seems to have turned out that it wasn't from the Barnsley end. The club got a bit of stick about it, but it sounds like it went from their end. So I'm glad that's finally come to an end. And of course, then we I don't know. We've sold Luca Connell. No, we haven't. Yes, we've agreed a fee. No, we haven't. I think people need to sort out the truth of it before they make assumptions. So I don't know if he's going or not. We've sold DKD to about 9 or 10 clubs. We've sold Johnny Russell to about 4 different clubs. And funnily enough, they're still on the books. So no idea what's going to happen between now and the start of the season or the end of the window. But interesting times.
yeah. The Luca comment was funny because Wickham reporters were saying that it had been agreed and it were on its way, and then we think Booty Sheffield said no, it didn't. So yeah, just the fun of the transfer window. Tracy, in terms of arrivals, obviously, as Andy's mentioned there, Dave McGoldrick in a free transfer, Cleary from West Brom on an undisclosed fee, I think, Nathaniel Ogbeta on loan from Plymouth, Murphy Cooper on loan from QPR, Casper Lapata coming back from Ross County, Jack Shepherd coming back from Bradford, Karen Lostow coming back from Burton, Andy Dallas coming back from Morecambe, and Vimal also coming back from Oldham as well. So fairly positive incoming so far, I would say. McGoldrick probably the standout of that list. But one thing I would say is Jack Shepherd coming back. I feel like it's a lot to put on his shoulders to turn a defence that did ship 73 goals last season, joint 18th, I think, in terms of goals conceded. For him to be the saviour of that defence, I think it's quite a lot to put on some young shoulders. Bearing in mind he's only had one real full season at professional level with Bradford last season because his first year of us is sort of in and out the side and just um, getting to grips with everything. So it does feel like a lot to chuck him in.
Yeah, it is, but having seen him yesterday, watched the highlights of other pre-season games, he looks up to the task. If I'm being honest, it's you can't read too much into a pre-season schedule, and I've always been a believer, good or bad, it doesn't necessarily reflect what the season's going to give you, but you can only judge on what you see. And he looked, yeah, like a new signing yesterday, and certainly an improved signing on the last season's back three, back four, back five. Who knows? However many defenders we played in different positions last season, but he certainly looked accomplished, confident. He made probably one error where they should have probably scored, but we're used to that with our defence. We're like a good error. But that was all, and it was nothing major. It was just a lapsed pass. Unfortunately, dropped to their centre forward, but he blazed it over the bar, so it was all good. But yeah, he looks composed, good next to Roberts, and yeah, I actually think a lot of fans have got real high hopes for him, and probably might be under a bit of pressure because I think he did so well at Bradford that everyone was so keen to get him back. And like Andy said, I think there was a bit of worry that we might not get him back, or we might get him back and he might go. But touch wood, he certainly seems to be in Connor's thoughts, and rightly so. And looked good. In terms of the other signings, McGoldrick, or Didzia, but as I'm told we are officially, his nickname is, I have to say, was pretty outstanding yesterday for the first half. He looked just like you would expect a seasoned pro to look, but no issues around his age and fitness from what I saw. He was played up front, but happy to come back, drop into the hole to receive the ball at his feet. Played some great touches with DKD and Phillips. His feet were good, to say the least. Very, very confident, composed as you'd expect. Not afraid to have a shot. Definitely knows the game as we would imagine him to do. Give their centre half some tough times. He's going to be a great signing, assuming he stays fit. There's no reason to think he wouldn't stay fit because he looked as fit, if not fitter, than the rest of the team. And his finish to score the second goal was class. It were a really narrow angle, left of the goal. Goalkeeper closing down, covered the left hand side, and he just dinked it over him. It was, I dinked it over him, and it went in, and everyone were a bit like, has he scored? Because you think, it's difficult to score from there. And he just turned around as if saying, well, of course I have, it's what I do. He looked good, very, very good, and I've got high hopes for him because he definitely can play. Cleary came on at half-time. Didn't have a lot of the ball, to be fair to him, second half, because we made loads of changes second half. Brought a lot of the younger players on, so it's hard to judge him on what I saw yesterday, but certainly he's rapid. So that's good. Ogbita played all the game pretty much. Played a good chunk of it. Looks good. Steady, had a lot of pressure because we sort of played a back three, back four. We were very fluid in that, I thought. We played a back three, sort of attacking wise, a lot of pressure on Ogbita to get forward, but then defensively he slipped back and we sort of slipped into a back four. So he seemed to do that naturally. He took the corner that Shepherd scored the first goal from, which was good corner. And we scored from the corner, which is wow. So disappointing thing, Andy, though, we had a number of chances to have long throws and we didn't take any long throws, which is so good because we're so prolific at them. So, it was sad for us. But Jack Shepherd scored a really good header, which again is something because it looks a bit of a threat. Comments from yesterday that I think Bland played really well. Played in like a Luke O'Connell type holding role. Thought he played really well. Looks like he's good to go for me. I know he came in last season and played where he were told, defensively mainly, but I thought he looked really good yesterday. Younger Nathan, when he came on, scored a worldie. Great finish. And again, he's just going to get better and better. So I think he's definitely someone that's going to be in the squad or there or thereabouts. Obviously, McGoldrick. And it was nice to see Phillips and DKD playing with a bit of freedom, I thought. Because he played sort of Russell and Bland more as holding midfielders, they were given more freedom. And Phillips, I think, played pretty much where he wanted. And that really allows him to then do what he does. So the first 11 yesterday looked good. Obviously, depth-wise is a worry, as we know. And I was surprised to see Watters and O'Keefe go on loan now. Not that I think either of them contribute massively to our squad or have done, but they are players that's played at this level, and Water scored a decent goal against Rangers. And I just think, although I know a lot of people really dislike Max Waters, I actually think, has he got ability? Yes, possibly. Never really had a run, but I also think we are limited in that position currently. Dallas clearly is nowhere to be seen, so I can only assume he's going to go out on loan or be sold. So I just think we are so light in that department that you can only assume that by allowing these players to leave, we have people ready to step in. Because the only thing that worried me yesterday was, yes, the 11 looked good. We were obviously short of Connell and Earl carrying Knox. Who knows, going, whatever, we don't know. But other than them two, you're then looking at like Gent, Lapata, Lofthouse. Gent's out for a while. So I just worry that in depth-wise, we are light, very light. But played really well first half. So yeah, you couldn't, like I say, only go on what you saw. I was stood quite near the dugout. Connor was vocal, excitable. Andy would have been livid. The referee let lots and lots and lots of challengers go late on. Ferrugia ended up with a nasty head injury. I've been pushed into the Audi. They were kicking us some lumps out, and Connor took he was quite upset about that, made his feelings known, which was good to see. So yeah, we'll see. But I was pleasantly surprised, happy yesterday. So that's all you can be from pre-season. I didn't get what poor, but hey ho.
No, don't say that. Everyone just gone 100 points, 100 goals after hearing that, and then you just said they weren't right good. Craig, the one thing there, which Tracy said, when Tracy mentioned that depth, you're looking at Gent, you're looking at Lapata, Lofthouse, Connell not in the side, Ramel on the bench as well. It looks well and good, sort of the depth in other areas of pitch, but it is that front line of there's not really any players apart from Jallo, I think, that are actually attacking threats that we can sort of chuck on that we know of. Their quantity, I know Kieran Graham's played quite a bit so far in pre-season, but again, I think he's 17.
Yeah, Flavel played yesterday. He's sort of a Farrell, not Flavel. He's a goalkeeper. And I wouldn't be disrespectful of a young lad, but it didn't show me anything that made me think that
It's
he's
quite a
ready.
big step in it from youth football to suddenly being in a professional game. But it does seem, in terms of the transfer window so far, it is getting rid of those around the periphery, such as Waters, O'Keefe. I mean, you're saying that O'Keefe, 9 assists last season, to go and stick him out to Stockport is somewhat questionable. A side that he could contribute to, and a side that we hopefully would be challenging with as well this season. That there is some incoming to come in and sort of raise that standard, and the people that bring in just need to be better than what's just gone out.
Yeah, concerning O'Keefe, I see a few people having a bit because he did get some assists. But if you look at the sort of football that Connor's looking to play, if he's playing MDG at right back, Barrett's going to be the guy who's going to be backing him up because they're not going to be marauding full. They're not going to be marauding fullbacks. They're not going to be getting up the pitch. So that completely nullifies any positivity that O'Keefe fetches because defensively we all know he's not the best in the world, but going forward he is useful, and I think he's a better wing back than he is a full back. So I can understand why the club's let him go out on loan. The same on the other side at left back. Ogbeta is not great going backwards, but going forwards is fantastic, and he's got bundles of energy. With Gent as well, that can play behind him when he's fit, and Ferrugia, can play there as well. I think that you're going to see more of them up the pitch than down the pitch, to be quite honest with you, which is why I'm looking at Shepherd and I'm thinking, you best be ready, because down that right and down our left hand side, there's going to be a lot of teams focused on that point. If they start picking up that, Ogbeta's going to be getting forward so much. They'll try and isolate him to be able to come down our right hand side. There's a lot of depth needs coming in. The forward line, especially, I know McGoldrick's 37, looks lean, looks great, but in a season that's going to have 46 games plus all the cups we're going to be in, you need to be able to rotate at times. So, look, there's 2 weeks till start season. I'm sure the clubs out there doing lots of work trying to get people in because I think Connor is trying to make like for like replacements for people. Like I said with Barrett and MDG at right back, the same type of profile for each position. I think in midfield, I think Bland and Yoga Nathan coming in there is going to be. I think they're ready. Um, if not to be starting every game, to be contributing a lot, and to put pressure on Connell and Phillips. To be quite honest with you, I think they need the competition to see the best out of them. Obviously, Johnny Russell as well. He's had a good run away with Jamaica, and so. Yeah, to be fair, we've made goalkeeping as well. I must say, much better than last year when we didn't know what were happening. I mean, that was a joke last season having so many goalkeepers. I think we've got a good, solid goalkeeper uh, to be there all year, and two good backups. To be fair, Jackson Smith. Obviously, we haven't seen great amounts of him, but from what I have seen, I think is a decent keeper. And Flavel, I think he's going to be one for future. I think he's going to be our star guy for star goalkeeper in the seasons to come, which is why we give him a new contract. So five have come in, and with a lot of deadwoods left. I mean, let's be honest. It's a lot off at wage bill. There were no surprises for me. Weird players that will let go. Obviously, everybody's going to be pointing out, oh, Humphreys, we offered him a contract, he didn't want it, so just wipe that one off the table. You can't blame club; they're not going to break a wage structure for one player because obviously that'll then start getting people knocking at the manager's door saying, "I want to be paid more." It's just one of them things. It's football; it goes round and comes round. But yeah, from what I've seen so far, I'm pretty impressed with some of the signings we've made. Depth is the issue though, and we do need to start fetching in some replacements for the forward line.
In terms of, I mean, I'm going to go around and ask you all this, but we'll start with you, Craig, because you just finished on that. In terms of like number of additional signings now that you expect to see, and by additional I mean players on top of what we've already got. So say no one else leaves, how many more would you like to come in? I mean, if you want to get specific in terms of like two defenders, two forwards, two midfielders, whatever it is. Yeah, what you
I'd say we need a striker. We need another winger. Central midfield, I think we're good. We need. I would say definitely need a centre back. And I would like a fullback that can play both left back and right back. To be fair, because I don't know quite if Barrett's ready. If MDG gets a serious injury, I don't know if Barrett's going to be able to start and play consistently well. So maybe the fullback areas are a bit concerning, but and goalkeeper I think we're sorted. So I would say around 5 or 6 more we need to have good depth. Obviously striker, right wing, central midfield, yeah. Fullback, centre back, right wing, striker.
so it's 11, one for just
Five.
another one for each position.
I work off the premises. You've got to have two good. You've got to have two for each position. And where I see it at minute is, I don't see Lapata as being an option because I don't think he's good enough. I don't see Lofthouse as an option. I don't think he's good enough. I don't see, currently Jallo's injured, so he's going to come in, but it's going to be halfway through the season or whenever he's fit. Um, but yeah, you've got to have two for every position because you never know what's going to happen in the match. Somebody can get
I
injured.
agree with that, but to an extent, you can't name 22 players either in each match day. You can only name what is it, 18.
That's why I said it's good
Yeah,
to have utility players that can play on
yeah,
both wings or
yeah.
both fullbacks.
Just need James Milner basically, and
He'll do.
not a bit all right signing to do.
Be younger than McGoldrick, isn't he?
Just Andy, what about you? How many more would you like to see coming in?
I think Craig's got it right about another striker because sometimes players get injured, sometimes players get suspended, sometimes form drops off. And whilst I'm quite excited to watch both McGoldrick and DKD playing together there, or moving about with Phillips there with them. What if we need to switch it up? So having got rid of Max Waters up to Dundee United, which did surprise me, unless he wants first team football, and I think he played all right, apart from he couldn't flipping finish, apart from against Rangers. He put himself about. He tried. He tried. So I agree with him. It don't look like Andy Dallas is going to get a chance or anywhere near it, which I think's a bit of a shame. I thought this pre-season might be a time to have a proper look at him, but don't look like it. So we definitely need a striker, and for me, we need a right back. We've got two. I want to say rid of. That sounds a bit harsh on them. We've moved on. The two people that we would have wide right in both O'Keefe and Bazza, and no replacement. And I think we do need one, because I don't actually think that Miles a right back. But who knows? Who knows? I saw him play there against Worksop, and he did all right there, I thought. But he's not a right back. It's good he can carry the ball forward, but we need a right back. For me, centre back maybe not quite as much now, because we've also got Josh Earl, presuming like you said, no players leaving. But we certainly need a striker and without doubt a right back. And I would agree about an attacking winger. I mean, the one thing I did like about Bazza, well, not his defensive qualities, but his exuberance and his getting at him, sometimes with and sometimes without the ball. But
He's
getting
shown
at
that
him
to his new club already.
is. Oh, I know. Oh, dear me. Dear me. Bums off seats, I think. I think Cleary might well do that, but if we're playing with wingers, we need wingers, and we've got one. Until Jallo's fit, and goodness knows what Fabio's going to be like. See, people like to seem to hammer him. Maybe there's Ferrugia as well if he's not getting hammered. But I do think if we play with wingers, we need another winger, because Cleary is just one. And if we need to get at people like he can and like others have done, then we need to be able to do that. And hopefully that's what we're working on. I'm assuming that's what the Karoma situation were about, getting a winger in. So let's hope that we've still got irons in the fire for a few more, about 3 or 4 players, I would say. But I don't think it's a massive difference, apart from some backups, and to be able to change things around during games, as well as starting lineups. So yeah, full back, and maybe for either side. Josh Earl can play left back. Won't be so keen on seeing him play at right back, but he can play left back. Same with Albita. So I'm all right with them playing there. And we know that Barrett can play at right back, and we know that Johnny Bland can play right back. So there's a few options, but I'd like a strong right, bit like Richard Keogh, to be honest. But I think even he might be a bit too old this time. So he went on a long time, but
I can imagine him trying to turn and catch a quick winger these days. They're good at stand.
Well, maybe that's why we've not signed a right back so far, because Richard's got hopes that he might get his name on team sheet.
Reinvent himself at right back in his coaching career.
But yeah, certainly a striker and a right back and a winger.
Tracy, what about for you?
I think at least 2 centre forward strikers, whatever you want to call them. I think we're desperate for a different sort of a striker. I think we're desperate for, dare I say, the old-fashioned target man, because we've not got a great deal of height. In fact, 0 height. DKD, McGoldrick, Jallow, if you call them centre forwards, they're all short. To be fair, not that I'm short, not that I'm sizes, because I'm quite small myself.
You can't be shortest, can you?
Exactly. But I just think if you want to change a game and there's something that you need, you're not, whatever's not happening, and you're playing against huge centre halves or whatever. Yeah, they're great with the feet, all 3 of them, but we have 0 height in that area. Humphries was a bigger bigger sort of an Humphreys and Norwood, that type of a target man. We have nobody. We've not had that probably since Norwood. So I think that somebody like that sort of just a different sort of a player, because I think DKD is amazing. We all, no one's going to deny that, and he scores goals, but he's not what you'd call. He's not a definite centre forward. He likes to drop off. He likes to drop on the wing. He likes to drop into space. And I don't think McGoldrick, although he'll be more forward, he's not big. So yeah, somebody like that. And then another centre forward who's just there for cover, because, as Craig said, and we have a lot of games. And from what I saw yesterday, young players, of which they all did all did great. There was no obvious that you're thinking, he looks good, he looks lively. So yeah, and then right side, I agree. I think right side we are light. Farrugia, I'm not sure what he is. If I'm being honest, I thought originally did he sign as a defender, winger, wing back,
bit of everything,
wing back. But I'm not really sure. I've not seen enough of him to be able to say. He played as a right wing yesterday, but he's not blessed with massive amounts of pace. Lots of endeavour and effort, and he's quite a big, strong lad, but I'm just not sure what he is. And obviously, as everyone said, MDG, certainly in the right back, I think he'll always give his all, as we know he's got an error in him, but there's never any question about his work ethic and what he'll try to do. But I'm not sure he's a right back. Well, he isn't. Depending what formation we play, we are definitely short on that right-hand side, both attacking and defensive, I think. So definitely some depth for the right, and then that leaves MDG as depth for more centre halves, I think. Whether you go Robert, Shepherd, whatever, I just think then you've got three there that can all play centre half to a decent level, whereas right side, no. And centre forwards, I think we are light, understatement. But we have been for what? How long? We've sit here every season and say this. And we know that probably every club, there's not only us saying exactly the same. It's just not easy to sign good centre forwards for reasonable amounts of money, I guess. I mean, there's that Windass guy from down the road. He's available in here now. Oh, surely he don't want much, does he? I mean, we won't want him, obviously, Andy, would we?
He's terrible anyway.
Exactly.
Michael Smith as well.
Seth Smith's left and all, hasn't he? He's a big target, man.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Craig, in terms of changes, we're seeing a lot, obviously, of movement towards like a different style, a different shape, and we can't entirely be sure if that's down to just the board wanting to have a shift and the club shifting in a different way in terms of moving away from this wing back approach into an actual back four kind of thing, or if it's Connor's influence as such. But in terms of supporting Connor on what he wants to do, it seems like we're shifting towards that. And I think you can also see that by the fact of he sort of cleared out the backroom staff of who was there previously, and he's sort of almost like chosen who he wants to come in. We've seen Richard Keogh come in, Scott Flinders has come in as well. Tom Alvin's been promoted up to the first team as well. So it's almost like a brand new coaching staff alongside this changing style as well. So to me, from the outside looking in, it looks like he is being supported in terms of who he wants helping out on a coaching staff, and then also this shift of play with us bringing in actual right back, left backs, winger, strikers that we haven't really brought in for the last few seasons, as well as I think McGoldrick as well. When you look at that signing, I can't remember last time we signed a player 35-year-old for one. So it seems like there's been a little bit of a shift for certain players who he does want as well.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of factors that's gone into the shape change. I think when the board wanted five at the back, I think financially it was a decision that was made because defenders and the deeper you play in the pitch, the cheaper you generally are to buy. So the more players you got down this end of the pitch, the less you have to spend on the top end. So you only have to buy two strikers instead of buying two strikers and a winger, two wingers and a striker. So and plus, about 4 or 5 years ago, there were a big influx of players, teams playing five at the back, and it looked like you saw Bolton playing it, and you saw Wrexham playing it, and there were, more defensive coaches as well, knocking about the likes of Duff and I forgot his name now. The other one we had. That's it, Collins.
Oh
So
yeah,
I think it were
John.
a decision about just who were available. But the only problem is if you get beat playing five at the back and playing defensive football, your fans don't enjoy it and they don't like it. Whereas you can lose playing an attacking formation, having lots of chances and losing, and your fans are still going to come out saying, you know what, we were unlucky, but I still enjoyed the game. You know, this passing around the back constantly for the past 4 years, I think it's really drummed down the fan base and they're really uninspired going to games now. And so I think it's a smart decision, really smart decision. They've got a coach in now who, yeah, he doesn't have any managerial record really, but somebody that's been in plenty of teams that have played this style of football. He's been playing under some of the best coaches who've been in England. He's fetching in players that he's played with or that he knows of, and his coaching staff. I think the experience you need in a team, you know, and in coaching as well. You know, Richie Keogh, been brilliant captain for many years and a championship standout centre back. Coran Oran as well, championship standard player, moved to Premier League, did really well. You know, Tom Arbin's come up. He knows a lot of the young players, and what I'm trying to say is there's a great mixture in in the coaching department, and I think we needed to freshen it up because there seemed to be a lot of people at the club who we didn't really know what they did or what they brought. You know, and that comes from getting managers in, sacking them, but keeping their coaches. It's like, you know, it was just a mishmash of different coaches and well, different managers, staff members. You know, we needed this clear out. We needed to clear out, and we needed to change the way we played because the fans essentially they're the ones that are going to bring the energy to back to Oakwell, and they're not going to do that if we're playing boring football. We need to get back to what we saw a few years ago under the likes of Stendhal. We were pressing relentlessly. You know, quick passing, good movement. You know, and I think hopefully, the signs are there. I think towards the end of last season we started seeing that transition happening. So I'm optimistic, but I'm still, you know, still a few signings away. But I think there's positive signs to be looking at this season, and yeah, that's my thoughts on the whole saga of the shape change.
No, that's good. I think get your thoughts in the comments down below, sort of how you think the window's going so far. Are the board backing Connor in terms of allowing him to bring his own coaching staff, bringing his own type of players as well as with the signing of McGoldrick as such, someone that he's played with, someone that he's worked with. So yeah, get your thoughts down in the comments below on that as well. Right, I think the final thing is the small thing of a new kit's finally been launched and is available. New home shirt. We have one to give away as well. There will be details on Facebook and Twitter of how to enter and win that. It is a size medium. So unfortunately, Andy tried to keep it, but we said, look, Andy, I think it's going to be a bit tight, that one, mate. So we said, let's give it away instead, rather than seeing you. It'd be like one of them shapewear things for you. Nice and tight. Oh, it could be a crop top.
So now Smithy's not here. You're picking on me now. Then is that where we're going? We pick on the one old guy that's left.
Definitely.
That's
Definitely.
exactly it.
Well, get ready then.
It's going to be a
Ollie,
long
get
season
ready.
for you. It's going to be a very long season for you.
Well, Josh has already picked up his internet issues anyway.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just
I
go
did think
round.
that as well. I did think, Josh.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for doorbell to ring and Amazon be there. So Josh goes off and gets.
He's letting us know he's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know who's going to come out and say,
Luke O'Connell's going nowhere. I've
definitely
heard
Oh,
from
no.
horse's mouth. He's going nowhere.
Choose
Does that
somebody
help?
else, Andy. Choose somebody else. I love Luke. I love Luca. Choose somebody else.
You know, DKD.
Stephen Humphries is going nowhere. You heard it here first. He's going nowhere. Does that help?
Yeah.
So, yes, we
Yes,
have one of this season's shirts to give away. Details on how to win that will be on Twitter and Facebook, so make sure you get involved in that. But speaking of new shirt, Andy, what do you think of it? Because it just feels like we've gone back. To me, I like it. It feels like it's gone back to what we know.
I like a red shirt. I just like a red shirt without too much of the fancy stuff on it. Um, it looks all right to me. The only downside you can't see it properly is we're supposed to be having a nod to the White Rose of Yorkshire
It's
on
on
the
the
right hand.
shorts. It's on the
Hey,
shorts.
it's on the shorts.
Yeah. You know that. You know that.
What, a white rose on white
Wet
shorts?
patch.
Yeah,
Yeah. You know that like unfortunate
it's
little
like
patch
this.
here that looks like if you've. Yeah, it is.
An
That
oil
looks like you might
stain.
have had a leak, sort of. Yeah. Well,
A
on
leak.
the shorts, on the white shorts, thankfully, it's exactly the same on the shorts. So
Good.
it's probably actually an ivory colour, but yeah, it's slightly
That'll
darker
do.
on the shorts. So you have got
Yes.
another rose, a whiter one.
What is this that's down side? Is it like the Admiral?
It's
Yeah,
Adidas Four
yeah,
Stripe.
them bits
Adidas
there
I
Four
don't
are.
Stripe.
mind that at all. I think that'd be all right.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah,
It's just that, and I don't want to sound too negative about it because I think it looks really good, and I think they've done well. I like the goalkeeper shirt. I think that's nice. I were hoping that it were going to be awful, so that my grandkids didn't want one for this season, but no, looks like they're going to want one. And I wait with bated breath what the second strip's going to be like, the away strip's going to be like, and I just hope that it's not pink with stars on it. If it's not that, that'll do me. But yeah, I know, Tracy, but it's not got stars. It needs stars. If you're going to do it, it needs stars on it. So yeah, I think it looks pretty. It's pretty decent. Well, it's good. It's good. It's a good step forward. Uh, and hopefully it'll it'll be a promotion winning shirt because the Admiral one.
Oh,
Listen, I'm targeting me and a Smithy. He said we were going to finish second this year.
that's mid-table then, guaranteed.
They were under a lot of morphine at the time, but that's what he thought. So,
There we go. Tracy, it's seen as a change in supplier as well. It's no longer Puma anymore. It's Oxen, who I think primarily do rugby shirts, from what I've seen. But it does seem like they are making more of a. There's not just us that have gone with them.
Donny Rovers.
It feels like there's
Lincoln.
Donny.
quite a few.
Lincoln, I
Yeah,
think they've got them, haven't they?
seems like quite a few. And to be fair, I don't mind the other shirts that they've done as well. Like it
No.
seems like they've done quite a few smart shirts so far.
Yeah, I mean they've got a massive link with rugby league, and I know quite a few people that are in the rugby community, shall we say, and they tell me that the quality of them is really good, which I would imagine if they weren't for rugby league, they would be
Yeah.
decent quality. I've seen it, obviously. I can't say I've felt the quality as such, but yeah, they've got decent pedigree in terms of sport. Yeah, I don't dislike the shirt. It's red. More importantly for me, as I've already mentioned, we've gone back to white shorts. The ladies got unnecessary grief last year for the reason that we didn't have white shorts, which, let me tell you, for the record, was not their request. They requested not to wear white shorts, but they didn't request the men didn't wear white shorts. So I'm just glad that's gone back. And yeah, we need to wear white shorts. We wear red, white, red. That's what we do. So yeah, I'm pleased. The kit itself looks good. Yeah, like you say, I'm not too critical of it. I don't hate it. I'm not diving around rushing to get it. Let's wait and see what this big away kit. I've got high hopes for the away kit. High hopes. I've had it on good knowledge it were black. Then I got it on good knowledge it were white. So there you go.
So it's going to
Not
be
much
white
difference.
Right then.
Not much difference, and no doubt it'll be neither. So there we go.
I can't wait till it comes out yellow. All right, brilliant. Craig, how do you feel? Because obviously, as you mentioned, there's been like a little bit of a nod to the Admiral season as well down the sides. So it's good to see sort of taking, because I know what the stars were, that was supposed to be the shore carpet one. I had a nod to that, and it was a little bit, might miss a mark with that one a little bit. But this one looks a little bit, just looks a bit smarter.
It's more subtle, and
Yeah,
that's what we
that's the
like. We
word.
like. I don't mind not to form a great kits and everything. Just keep it subtle, not so much in your face. And I'm bold. Me, I don't like too much going off. I'm not a fashionista, as you can probably tell. I like black, and I don't go for these multicolored things or out like that. So I really like the kit, though. I really like the look. I like the badge. The badge seems to have more. I don't know, the deeper red to it. it's really nice, and I will be purchasing it this season. I'm just waiting for the away shirt because I don't know which one I'm going to get first. I will eventually get both. I got this one from the superstore the other day for a nice £10. So I was really happy with that bargain. Because I wasn't going to get it, and then it was a tenner, and I'm like, why not? So my missus got one, my daughter got another one, and we were happy days.
That's another Alan, isn't it? I'm not buying this season's shirt, and then I've got them all.
I'll wait until it's on offer me. I'll tell you. We're in a recession near enough, so I've got to watch some pennies. But no, I think I really like the home kit, this and the goalkeeping kit as well. I think it's beautiful. So, it's everything seems positive so far. Whereas last season, I hated everything.
Really?
Near enough.
Did you?
It never came across great, to be honest. It never came across. You did it well.
No.
Yeah.
You did really well, Craig.
You did. You did it really well.
Thank you.
I
think work on it.
I think that just about brings it all up to date, doesn't it?
Do you like it, Josh? Do you like it?
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. When I saw them first early picture, I did think that the colour was like a purple, and I was like, ooh. The only thing, not the only problem I have, but I think it seems the only way that sweat patch bit that's meant to be a rose looks better will be with the shorts, and I'm not walking around in full kit.
Can I just say as well, having the Western Park on the sleeve, I think that's a really nice touch. I really do like that.
Means a lot.
Yeah, definitely. That does help.
I think that's a nice place to finish.